welcome to this edition of the Daily Wine Down ReWine. I'm Eddie.
And I'm Tammy.
Thank you for joining us this week where we have a lot of news to get to. There has been a lot going on since we last talked. Tammy, where to begin? Ooh, I know where I'll begin. Smooth as butter, baby, like no other. And I just changed the words. I know, I haven't learned all the words yet. I'm that person that when I hear a song, it takes me a long time to get it. But Butter was released. It is breaking records. It is a great song. I love it. And just waiting to see if it's going to actually debut at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. So that should come out later on this week. What did you think of Butter, Tammy?
It was good. Good.
I don't believe you, but that's okay.
No, it took me like 5 or 6 listens before I actually really started to like the song and appreciate it. But I have not put it on any of my playlists. So I'll say what I said to you when we were discussing it, that it's a generic song, in my opinion. And by that, I mean, anybody could have done it. So then at the end of the day, the popularity of the song and the records it's breaking is because it is BTS, and ARMY is ridiculous on what they're willing to do to make sure BTS is breaking records. But is it a significant song, or is it like anything amazing where I'm like, yo, you can win a Grammy with that? Absolutely not.
I am going to stick by my original thought that I don't know if it should be their Grammy submission, but I will say that it is a great summer song. It's a great bang. It's a great summer bop, banger, whatever you want to call it. I like it, and I just find myself randomly singing it, mutilating the words that you just heard. So, we'll see what happens. And well, I'm sure this is not the last time we will talk about Butter, but it is melting the charts. So smooth. You see what I did? Cool shade stunner. I owe it all to my mother. Never mind. Moving on.
Come back to me in 4 weeks and let's see if it's still melting the charts, as you said.
Hey. As I said, it's a great one. And speaking of goats, also, I move on to Simone Biles, another young goat.
Did you just call BTS goat?
Yes.
Okay.
Because of
no. I didn't ask why. I just said okay.
I feel like you're waiting for some explanation.
I am not. I was just confirming what I heard. That is it.
When you think of all the records that they have broken, yes, they will be put in the GOAT category. Okay?
Why you called them GOAT? I just made sure I was hearing correctly.
You heard me correctly. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. That's what I said. I said what I said, damn it. Okay. So, would you
agree? On to the next GOAT.
Okay. So that answers my question. Simone Biles is a GOAT. I can legit call her a GOAT?
Yes.
Okay.
In gymnastics, she is.
Woo, child. Anybody want to adopt a Tammy? Hit me up hit me up.
Are you trying? She's a GOAT in like she's a gymnastics GOAT. Okay. She's the greatest of all time in gymnastics.
That is.
I give her that.
Thank you for giving her that. But she landed an impossible. I don't even want to call it a trick. We'll say she did an impossible. What would you call it? Gymnastics feat? Turn? I don't know. But
would it be still impossible if she did it?
Oh, Jesus help me. We're gonna have one of them days. I got this. I'm channeling my ancestors. Okay, so everything is impossible until it's done. The word itself says I'm possible. There you go. So she made it possible. It hadn't been done until she did it. But she went off the vault and did 3 flips. I don't even know what that's called. I can't pronounce it, but it was great. It was an amazing feat. So congratulations. Big shout out to Simone Biles, the GOAT of gymnastics. Did you see it?
I did. It was awesome. It was amazing. But she's always been phenomenal. Like, she just continues to be the amazing, talented Black woman that she is, and definitely makes us proud every single time that she gets on that mat. So great job.
She does. And I want to say, is she gonna? I hope to see her at the Olympics if they have the Olympics, because who and everybody's telling Japan that they shouldn't even attempt to have the Olympics in the next month because Rona's still kind of bad there. So we'll see.
And
what
it's going
happens.
psychotic up in Japan. So yep.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens with that. But and on to sad news. Dr. Avery, Dr. Jackson Avery has has checked out of Grey's Anatomy. So I know you're a big Grey's fan, and I know that probably hit you. Jesse Williams is officially leaving the show. So, he didn't die or anything. He just relocated to Boston. So, but him
Boston
and
spinoff, y'all.
You think he's going to be the spinoff?
No. I think he officially left. Like he gonna go on to bigger and better things like Sandra Oh did. Like, because you heard how Sandra Oh like came out and she had to finally say, I am never coming back to Grey's Anatomy. So please stop telling me that I should. I'm never coming back. I've moved on. Y'all need to do it as well. Like she had to come out and directly tell people, I've moved on and I need y'all to move on too. I am never coming back to Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah, like no disrespect or anything. It's just that chapter is closed. Like like it's over. Yeah, and I know he before the world shut down and everything, he was going to be like last season. He wasn't going to be on as much because he was going to do a play in New York and stuff like that. So he was going to be doing some different things and branching out in different parts of his career. So he became a household name. And so it opened the door for his career. So I look forward to seeing what else Jesse Williams does in different things outside of Grey's Anatomy. So big ups and big shout out to him. Although his character will be missed, I'm sure, for you super Grey's fans out there. Like I said, I haven't been just a big Grey's fan in a while, but we will see. But that would be interesting if Boston, because there is talk of Grey's getting a third spinoff. It would be interesting if they did make the Boston Hospital and maybe make April the focus of that, and then he could pop in every now and then. We would see. Maybe just a thought. That's me.
Well, she's available, seeing as how her show, she's been trying to get a new show and they keep getting passed over. So
yeah, that is so true. Speaking of new shows, the fall schedule is out. What did you think? Did you check it out?
I did. Oh gosh. Is there anything really interesting? Okay. So what I will say is I don't watch the other I stopped watching NCIS. I stopped watching NCIS LA. I never watched NCIS New Orleans really. But I actually want to see NCIS Hawaii and give it a chance. So we'll see how that goes. And then of course FBI International. Come on, FBI, going with that third spinoff. They're gonna have an FBI Tuesday, and then we're gonna have a Chicago Wednesday. It's just so amazing. It's really, really good.
Can we just say Dick Wolf owns 3 nights of TV? Like
he does. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
3 of the biggest nights of TV belong to Dick Wolf. He is, for those of you that don't know, like, I need to be a Dick. Never mind. I was going to say something really. Okay, I'm going to stop.
I'm going to let you drown on that on your own.
I was going to say I need some dick in my life, but I didn't mean
it. That was Eddie. Not me at all. I would never go that inappropriate.
Hey, I would. I'm the resident perv. Okay, I said it. I've never hidden that fact, but I didn't mean it like that. I wouldn't have meant it like in that. Hey, his name is Dick. Okay, never mind. But what I was just saying is that kind of clout. But back to what we were saying. He created the FBI series, which are going to rule CBS on Tuesday nights, and then of course the Chicago series, the One Chicago, which I started off watching. Do you watch FBI Most Wanted?
When I watch FBI, yeah. I actually do. Like, I'll watch both back to back.
Oh, okay. Well, I still watch both FBI's. They're still part of my regular rotation. So that the Chicago series, and I've slowly, I'm strictly Chicago PD right now. I've given up on Med and Fire, but Chicago PD is still my shit. And then he has Thursday nights belong to Law and Order, and Law and Order SVU is going on its 50th season. um, but I did watch the new organized crime one, which I've watched a few episodes and it seems pretty interesting. I think I'll probably just wait till the season is over and go back and just binge the whole
Binge
thing.
watching.
Yeah, I did like the organized crime. What I saw, it's just so much going on that it's probably be the best way to watch it. But I don't know if I'm going to watch the For the Defense one. I'm just not all in on the Law and Order series. But like I said, big shout out to Dick Wolf for running 3 of the biggest nights in TV and having your whole entire franchise. So, and I want to say that he was talking about creating another franchise, but I can't remember what it was. So, it wouldn't surprise me. But yeah, so shout out to him for doing the damn thing. Anything else you're excited to see coming up in the fall? I know we'll probably do something about fall TV later, but just
I kind of want to see how the Wonder Years is. I'm not really a 30-minute show kind of person. So usually those are the first shows that kind of fall off of my schedule and off of my list. But I am interested to see the Wonder Years because I actually was a huge fan of the Wonder Years when I was growing up. I watched all of the seasons and all of the episodes. That was like my Boy Meets World before Boy Meets World came out. So definitely interested to see the Black version of it. And no, that would be it. Like I'll be honest, like nothing's really calling out to me. So I guess I'll wait to see some trailers and just I'll give some shows a chance, but nothing's really like fully calling out to me.
yeah, a lot of the stuff I see, it's just like the regular stuff that I will watch. All American. I've kind of trimmed down, I guess, because of everything that's going on, and you would think with Rona, and being quarantined and locked in a house for the last year, you would have been more all in on TV, but I really haven't been. I guess because we found other things to do.
K dramas, baby.
K dramas, and then just
I think streaming, like, because I honestly feel like we went like way into the streaming world. So we're more, I know I'm more excited about like the shows that are coming out on the streaming platforms than what's coming out in the fall because I have to wait so long. So like what's coming out in the fall for CBS, ABC, NBC, like the primetime channels, not as excited, but I'm excited about the shows that I know are coming on Netflix and Hulu and Prime, so.
Yeah, that, and as I always say, building the media empire and writing and all that. So it's just the other things that direct my time. So when I watch TV, I like to be able to take that time and have something specific and know that, okay, I'm going to sit around this amount of time to watch it in between this. So I kind of have to schedule it in, but I'm with you. I've become more streaming. There's still the shows that I watch. I don't know. I'm just about to give up on the Flash, so I don't know if that will still make the rotation. But unlike you, I do like Batwoman, and I know a lot of stuff that they're holding over. A lot of the new shows, though, that they are going to hold over until mid-season. But I will say this: I don't know if you've watched it or not, but I highly recommend you go check out Big Sky on Hulu. It really is good.
No, couldn't catch me.
It's good. I enjoyed it. I binged the second part of the season last weekend, and it was really good. It got better, so I did like it. I think it's starting to find its way. I know a lot of people were pissed when Ryan Phillippe died within like the first at the end of the first episode. Oops, spoiler alert. So that kind of threw him off. But we'll see, and I'm sure we'll talk more about the fall preview later on in the season or something. So, and speaking of TV shows, so Heather Morris finally came out and admitted that Naya Rivera had been telling the truth. She said pretty much that she was the only one that had been vocally or publicly honest about Leah Michelle's behavior while on the set of Glee. And so, did you see that?
I didn't see it. I didn't listen, but I did read a couple articles about what she said. And it's really ridiculous because then her whole thing of not she because I feel like she also half-assed it in when she was acknowledging the fact that Naya Rivera was right. And saying, well, she was pregnant and now she's a new mom. So, we don't want to really pile up on her. And I'm just like, so when are you going to pile up on her and actually fully, call her out for her behavior and her half-ass apology for her behavior? Because her apology was, I am sorry if I offended anybody. So anyone that was offended by my behavior, I apologize. Anyone who was offended by your behavior.
That was, to me, that ranks up there with, that's that blanket. Oh, I'm sorry, not sorry. Like, fuck it. If you took it that way, that's on you.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that apology amounts to. Is fuck it.
And
If you
I feel that based on other rumors and stories that have come out, that her behavior has not changed. She has not improved. She has not gotten better. She has not become a better person. So she's still the absolute bitch that she was when she was on the Glee set. She just happens to be married and be a mom, but that does not excuse the fact that you're still a bitch. So while I think that more people should have stood up beforehand and said something, I guess I'm happy that Heather Morris finally came out and agreed and said that, yes, that is what went down on the set.
but here's my, and I get that, but here's my thing about it is, Naya said this a long time ago, way before. It's not like this is something that came out after she died or even around the time right before she died. She said this years ago. She said this after Corey Monteith died. She alluded to it even while Glee was still going on. She has always been very honest about that. And I remember that she, even at great harm to her career and her reputation, because she became the one that was branded as difficult to work with. She's the one that got the reputation as being the bitch and the one that was difficult to work with. And, that was the reputation that Naya got for always speaking out about the thing, some of the behind the scene things that went on in Glee. And then when she wrote her book, she just pretty much let it all out there. So it's not like this is just something that came out during the time that Leah Michelle was pregnant and now that she's a new mom. So
Yeah,
you
but
had
now
put,
people are actually acknowledging it. I think when Naya came out, like you said, it was flipped on her, and she became known as the difficult one on the set. Because I heard those rumors of her being the difficult one on the set. It's only later, once people really came out and started talking about Leah Michelle's behavior, that you realize that it was not Naya Rivera who was the difficult one on the set, but because she spoke out about Leah Michelle, and Leah Michelle was the star of Glee, that she was thrown under the bus in order to save Leah Michelle's reputation.
and
And that's something that the media does. It's a spin, and they spinned it so well that people didn't acknowledge or believe that Leah Michelle was a real problem on the set.
and I understand that, but even after Glee was over, even after they'd all gone their separate ways, even the book came out after that time. What I'm saying is, and I'm agreeing with you. I guess we're just doing it in different ways. Heather Morris had plenty of time before now to come
Yeah,
out and say something, to
you agree.
co-sign
I agree.
on what she said. That's ultimately what I was getting at with that. And I guess because of, I don't know about what they think it is, but it's not like any of them have just had these great stellar careers since Glee has ended. These superstar careers. I know Leah Michelle was on the verge of some things happening, but like you said, her attitude and her behavior, I've heard, has cost her a lot of opportunities. So
Yep.
we'll see what happens with that. Speaking of which, are you ready for? I don't know where to go with this. There's just so many things coming out this week. Like I said, we'll continue on with cancel culture, I guess. We talked about it before, but you've heard about what happened to the professor who created the 1619 project, correct? About how she was denied tenure at UNC Chapel Hill.
Yep.
Not because of her performance at the school, not because she's a bad teacher, or a bad professor, or because she's a bad journalist or any of that. Strictly due to fucking politics. You know, and the whole backlash against critical race theory and the whole backlash against the 1619 project. And no one has still been able to tell me what the false narrative is, you know. I've just heard we don't want history being taught from journalists. Is that what it was?
Oh no, white people just don't want their kids to know that their ancestors owned human beings and sold them and bartered for them and chained them up and beat them and raped them, and that is America's history. That's all it is. White people don't want their kids to know.
But that's racism.
Well, remember, you can't be using that word now.
What, racism?
Yes.
What word are we supposed to use?
I have no idea, but if you throw out racism, I mean, come on, you could be messing with somebody's reputation.
I didn't call anybody racist. I just said, okay. Anyway, so because of the backlash, like once it came out that she would not, that they were going to deny her tenure, everybody, and I mean everybody, students, faculty, meet those in the media, they all crawled so far up UNC's ass, they were seeing stars. They are now, the official word is that her tenure is now back up for review. So they are going to review their decision to deny.
And give it to her like she deserves.
You know, so it was just like, and again, we talked about it before. It amazes me how the same people that want to yell cancel culture whenever they have to take or face consequences for their actions, they're the same ones who perpetrate cancel culture the most. Like they perpetuate it. It's like they push it. But when they do it, it's not cancel culture. But when you hold these people accountable for their actions, then it is, you know, then that's cancel culture. So I think they might need to go, of course, read a book, maybe actually figure out what the fuck cancel culture really is. Or how about we just get rid of that term altogether, since it's been bastardized so much that no one even fucking knows what it means anymore. How about that? Although Caitlyn Jenner, who is running for governor of California, says that when she becomes governor of California, she's going to cancel culture and wake up the woke.
Well, it's a good fucking thing that you will never, ever in your fucking life be the governor of the bluest state in the country.
But why not? Because California has gone to hell under Gavin Newsom. Don't you know that when she goes to her private hangar to fly her private jet, that she sees homeless?
Homeless that have been there for decades?
But because, you know, California, but she sees the homeless.
Oh, she didn't know they were homeless people?
But, okay, obviously, you know, homelessness has been a problem for decades, and it is becoming an even bigger problem just because of the soaring prices. And, you know, but the market has spoken, and they don't want to give people a living wage, which $15 an hour still would barely scratch the surface. But, you know, you won't let me actually do my show on politics. But what I was going to say is now the homeless have the nerve to be scattered along the route from her Malibu mansion to her private airport hangar. So it's becoming a problem.
Caitlyn Jenner can kick rocks and lick pebbles.
So now they're moving to, you know, other rich enclaves where they don't have to see the homeless, like in Arizona and places like that, you know. And so she doesn't want to leave the state, but what can she do?
California. Let me let me speak to the people of California real quick. California, I'm gonna need y'all to get off your fucking high horse. All right. Your governor, yes, makes mistakes. Everybody's governor is a shit show. But at the same time, please stop with this mess about recalling. Don't put yourself in that situation, because y'all are not going to like what turns out. Okay? Y'all gonna end up getting a Donald Trump up in that state, and you don't want that.
No, and like everybody, like you said it, everybody makes mistakes. No one's perfect. You are not going to agree with everything everyone does. I don't care who they are, what they do, but yeah, California's
Between
open.
him and the nonsense that's running, I understand y'all feelings are hurt because he did lie, and it was a major thing that he did. I understand that during a pandemic. I get it. But at the same time, the one or two compared to what he represents as a whole, please take what he represents as a whole. And y'all need to just, I'm not saying let it go. You can hold him accountable, but do not recall your governor, because I'm telling you, we suffered through and we did it for 4 years as a country. You do not want to do it as a state. Do not open the door for a bullshit politician to take his place, and then y'all suffer through for however long, 6 years or however long the governorship is. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that.
Okay, and also what he did is in no way, it doesn't even scratch the surface of the bullshit that Cuomo did in New York.
You're
Like
right.
it, they don't even compare. Like, yeah. So anyway, that would be a completely different show. But speaking of politics and getting fired and canceled, have you heard? Oh, and I know you cried. I know you heard because you came to me crying about CNN letting Rick Santorum go. So I'm sorry that your favorite anchor, analyst, whatever, was let go from CNN.
I'm broken on the inside.
I feel you. I
I
hear you.
don't. I don't know how I'm going to get over this. How dare CNN do such a thing as to fire a racist, bigoted, homophobic, xenophobic asshole like Rick Santorum? How dare you
Wait,
fire
wait.
someone with that kind of level of amazingness?
Didn't you just say we weren't allowed to use the word racist anymore, though?
He was a racist, bigoted, homophobic, xenophobic asshole.
You're canceled. I've canceled you.
It's okay. I've been canceled since I moved to Texas. We good.
But just because he said horrible things about the Native Americans who never contributed anything to the society,
Of course
who
not.
weren't anything until the white men came here and stole their land. My bad, the
Ooh,
Europeans,
ooh, ooh,
came,
ooh. And
they
killed
didn't
them
steal their
with
land.
disease.
Wait, but they didn't do any of that. That's just what
Come on now. They
the
don't want their
liberal
children
lefty
learning that
media.
history, Eddie.
That's what the liberal lefty media wants you to know. Those damn socialists. Okay, that's not how it really happened.
Eddie, you about to be canceled.
Hey, I'm co-signing on Santorum. I'm just telling y'all. Just because he
Oh,
said those things does not mean that he
God.
should have been fired. Like, it's not the first time that he said such, what did you call it? The R word, the X word, the H word.
The B word. I'm sorry.
It's
Wait. I'm sorry, y'all. Oh my God.
it's not the first time he said those things. I mean, hell, he ran a whole state saying those things. So yeah. But CNN, they shot their shot at both sides in the issue, and but the thing is, to me though, it's amazing that he said this a month ago, and they waited till it came out that Chris Cuomo. Wait, I'm just gonna say it. Santorum was the sacrificial lamb. They waited till it came out that Chris Cuomo had been advising his brother about how to get through his myriad of scandals. Um, when that became public, that's when they decided to say, "Hey, we gonna fire Santorum."
Is he a journalist or a lawyer or Cuomo?
Cuomo, he's
Yeah.
both. He's one of those lawyer turned journalists.
Oh, but he was first a lawyer.
I, or has he? Yeah, he did go to law school. He was a lawyer turned journalist. Yeah,
Oh, okay. Okay.
I
Okay.
remember him. Yeah. So, and he, yeah, he just,
Bye.
so
Bye.
you're like, I don't care when he said it, but yeah, he yeah, and I think the last straw for some is that Cuomo actually had him on his show, and he gave a non-apology. Basically, it was not sorry. It wasn't even fucking, it was sorry, not sorry. Like it was bad. And so Don Lemon went off, and he he went so far as to tell Chris, look, we don't even need to talk about this no more because we're talking in circles. We're not getting anywhere. And that was also the week before Don Lemon changed the name to his show. It's like, look, we put my name on this bitch. So, All right. But I guess you'll survive now, knowing that your favorite. Well, maybe there's a place for him at Fox, or is he too liberal for Fox?
Eddie, don't have people thinking that I really like this man.
I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Y'all, she's not. She does not like him for real. She doesn't. Okay. Y'all might think she's more of a psychopath. She might really be a psychopath if she did. And I apologize to all of you who out there like Rick Santorum too. No need to offend, but fuck it. Sorry, not sorry. And speaking of batshit politics and cancellation in the great state of Texas in which we live, Texas, god damn. We say Florida is our how do I say this politely? We say Florida is our special needs inbred cousin. Oh god. Where do you want to start with Texas and the fuckery? The gun
Wait,
law.
there's more than one fuckery we talking about?
Oh yeah, girl. Texas is telling everybody, hold my fucking beer.
Okay, well go through it. Let me know what Texas is doing.
Okay, so the Supreme Court, they're coming up. They're going to hear the law that's going to overturn Roe with the Supreme Court. Let's just brace ourselves for that.
I thought that
all
was
right?
Mississippi.
That is coming out of Mississippi. But so Texas took, and Mississippi's law had already been ruled illegal by every other court, appellate court, all of that, because of how restrictive it is. Texas went even more restrictive to 6 weeks when most women don't even realize that they're pregnant, that you cannot get an abortion for no reason after 6 weeks, whether it's rape, incest. I don't even think health of the mother will play play into that. So that is a law that they're looking to pass right there. We already had one of the most restrictive voting rights bills in the country. We're on the verge of passing one that's even more strict than Georgia, Florida, and every other state, So that one is, I think it's on its way to Abbott's desk as we speak. And then the batshit crazy gun law. Texas is already an open carry state. We were one of the first open carry states, which people were against open carry. And you walk into signs here, you walk into stores and places here, and you will actually see signs that say your guns are not allowed on your premises. And that is why. Even they went so far as even to say in public colleges, you can carry guns on campus. And a lot of the colleges are like, no, we don't want them carrying guns on campus. A bunch of drunken teenagers with guns. Yeah, that's exactly what we need. So, but now Texas has made it so that you do not need a permit to go buy and carry a gun. So forget about the concealed gun license. You just can go buy a gun now. No background check, nothing. So if you wanted to go buy a gun, just walk in the academy, get your gun, and come out. You don't have to have proof that you took a class, know how to shoot the thing. Just go get it. And,
You know who I blame for all of this? Do you know who I blame for
the Mango Mussolini?
Nope. Who? You know who I blame for the restrictive abortion laws? The person that I blame for... Let me get through my speech.
My bad. My bad.
The one that I blame for these new gun laws and the one that I blame for all these voter restriction laws that are coming out, there's two people that I blame.
Oh.
Two people. Manchin and Cinnabon.
Cinnabon. Oh, man. See, I was going to go Obama or Hillary. Damn.
Nope. I blame them too. They hold the complete blame for the fact that you have multiple states passing these types of laws. They are to blame. And I hope they feel like shit.
Because they won't.
And if they don't, the Democrats need to go and tell them you should feel like shit. Because out of all of the red states, the one red state that has the most power in this country is Texas. Texas has the most power as a red state in this country. It is the most successful red state in this country. It's one of the only red states who does not take any money from the government. They don't take more than they put in to the government. And for them to get to the point where they can pass these types of laws and you still feel like the filibuster needs to be saved, I put the blame on you.
Which allows the minority to rule.
Yeah.
Unless you have
the blame.
Unless you have a clear majority.
I put the blame on both of you. You are the reason why we're in this situation now, where people live in certain states where this is allowed, where somebody can buy a gun and just walk around with a gun with no training whatsoever and can just go about it. And now other people feeling like, well, I just need to go and get myself a gun now because I need to feel safe just in case anything happened. No, that's not the response that you should have. The response should be voting these fucking people out.
Exactly. And here's the thing with this new gun law. Police do not support it. It makes their job harder because there's no such thing as an illegal gun here anymore, basically. And it's just a clusterfuck. No one, the majority of people, red, blue, Republican, Democrat, majority of people do not support it. So they are playing to this base, this 25 to 30% that are just batshit cuckoo, extremist, crazy.
Also, Hot Wheels.
See, you got on me last time when I called him that.
Nah. He Hot Wheels now. Hot Wheels. Okay. And I want people, come and call me an ableist. Go ahead. Hot Wheels. Let me say this real quick. We will not forget, just because you are passing these for your supporters, we will not forget what happened in Texas during that ice storm. It's not forgotten.
He's gonna fucking lose his job to Matthew McConaughey. Like, dude, like.
No. I need him to lose his job to Beto O'Rourke.
Yeah, somebody.
Fuck McConaughey. I still to this day am saying that no, I don't believe it. I think it's all talk. And at the end of the day, you're not gonna run. But your name gonna be out there for a long time. But Beto O'Rourke needs to step his ass up and do what he needs to do.
Thank you. Yeah, so that is the state of things in our.
Can we go to some more lighthearted news, please?
Yes, we can. Okay, the rest of it, I promise, is lighthearted. All right, we're gonna close it out on the lighthearted note. You should still let me do my show on politics. I promise I would make it fun. But anyway,
Eddie, I told you can do your show on politics.
I need you to participate.
No. That's where you go wrong. I never told Eddie she couldn't do her show on politics. I told Eddie go for it. She could do her show on politics.
But I talk to myself all the time. No, I'm not crazy, okay, people? But I do. I am one of those people who just happens to walk around talking to myself. All right. Matt James, The Bachelor, lighthearted.
Did you just fucking say that's lighthearted? It is. I feel like our wheels have fallen off, and this wind down has just become a complete shit show.
It happens sometimes. It has. I take offense to that. The wheels are not. The wheels are on this. All right, we roll like Hot Wheels in this bitch. Shut up.
Oh
okay.
My God.
So it is true love won in the end.
Eddie, shut up.
Oh my God, did y'all hear her tell me to shut up? Okay, so Matt James, he was the first Black Bachelor, and the woman that he picked, she actually had taken plantation pictures or pictures at a plantation party when she was in college. And so, the racist pictures came out, and no one at the time knew that that's who he had chosen, but it turns out that that's who he chose, the girl who took the plantation pictures. And she just, she was sorry and all that. But, he loved her and they worked it out. So they ended up getting back together. And she gave him an ultimatum in order for them to get back together. Hello?
Do we know
You
what
don't.
the ultimatum is?
Yeah, she told him he had to be all in or all out, like, because they had committed to working on their relationship and making it work. And he realized that at some point that her commitment and his commitment, the commitment levels didn't reach. And so I was thinking, well, maybe it was, some of that leftover PTSD from finding out that you in love with a racist. Like, how can you?
Wait. He has some Django flashbacks.
So, like, me, I'm thinking all in or all out. If I'm all in, is that gonna get my black ass lynched? Like, I'm like, yeah.
Oh, no. His black card has been snatched.
So,
Don't call yourself black anymore, dude.
He's still black. You can't, well, yeah. But, true love wins in the end. Like, he's forgiven. It was a mistake. It was something in her past. And, we should not judge people by their worst mistake.
Eddie, let's say that you fall in love, right, with a white dude.
Okay.
And then right before you get married, it's revealed that he did blackface multiple times in college. Are you marrying him? Now, Eddie, I'm going to tell you this right now. This determines whether our friendship is going to continue or not. Eddie, you marrying somebody who did blackface?
Gosh. No, I'm saying it would warrant a serious conversation. And like I just said, you cannot hold someone. You cannot always hold someone to their worst mistake. You can't always judge them by their worst mistake. So we would,
as a black person, I can. When it's white person, I can. And if I'm gonna marry you, I can.
It would warrant a conversation. I could say in that moment, no, we would not get married. The wedding would be called off, and I would have some serious reservations, especially if you have those moments of, things that have happened before that have made you kind of think, is this the person? So it would add on to those doubts. Then no, at that moment. But those would be conversations that I hope we would not have had. Those are things that I would not find out the day of my wedding or something close to my wedding. I hope those are conversations that we would have had before, that would have even let me know if you're someone I would want to continue on in a relationship with. But if I found out that you had done blackface, that would warrant serious conversations about how we would continue on that relationship. Yes, because that at that point, it's like, especially in this day and age, as you get older, those are things that you should know better than to do. So yeah. Now on to the lighthearted, for real. F9, the number one movie in the world already, so I cannot wait. How long do we have to wait to F9? 2 weeks? 3 weeks?
4 weeks?
Damn, that long?
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be leaked all over YouTube by the time we get to see it.
Oh, man, hey, I'm gonna have to call my peoples.
Amazon bought MGM, so James Bond has a new home. They are committed, and Amazon has already said that they're committed to a theatrical release. But some people think that Bezos did this to be petty because guess what else he owns? He owns the Apprentice tapes, the Apprentice outtakes that were never released, of a certain someone saying things that they shouldn't say, that, people went out of their way to cover up and to hide. They now belong to Bezos. So we'll see what happens with that. Did you ever see Knives Out?
Who?
Knives Out?
With Chris Evans?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did you like it?
It was amazing.
Oh my God, we agree. Why have we never talked about Knives Out? Okay, well, it's getting a sequel, as you know. I think we talked about it. Amazon spent not Amazon, Netflix spent big buku money for the sequels 2 and 3, and the second sequel, I'm just crazy about the cast, like Janelle Monáe, Leslie Odom Jr., just to name a few, Dave Bautista. Like, you can just, the cast is a who's who of who, and I'm like, damn, I hope the movie lives up to the casting, because just on that alone, it's already a must see. So we will see what happens. And Howard named its Fine Arts College after Chadwick Boseman. So, those of you going to Howard getting a fine arts major, you will be graduating from the Chadwick Boseman College of Fine Arts. I don't know if that's the official name, but that sounds good. I ought to be in charge of naming colleges. And Billy Porter announced that he has been HIV positive for the past 14 years. So, but he said it's not a bad thing that he feels free now. Like he's finally living his full truth. So, and
can you say
what?
anything else but that?
Well, I guess he felt like he was hiding and he didn't want to hide anymore. And he said it also gives people hope, knowing that that it's not a death sentence, not the death sentence that it
We
was.
got that hope when Magic got it.
Why? Why? Now do y'all see why I have to be so optimistic? Why I have to be the voice of reason? Oh my goodness.
My bad, Joe. My bad.
Anybody out there want to adopt a Tammy, hit me up. popcornwinedown.com at gmail.com. The popcornwinedown@gmail.com. I'm taking all serious inquiries. We cannot accept money, though. I will not accept money. Although it would be a rehoming fee, so I guess that wouldn't be illegal. Would it? I have to look into the legalities of that. Oh, okay.
Of selling a human being? Yeah.
I just said it's a donation to the fund. It's not selling you. We can't accept money. It's a rehoming fee. That's not selling. I would never. It wouldn't be racist, though. Okay, we have gone off the rails. But luckily for us, I think that brings us to the end of this episode.
Okay, wait. All right, let me do my one news story, and then we can end this.
Okay.
Hopefully, I can get like a couple wheels back on. Okay, so in 2016, BTS news here. In 2016, the phrase "Borhe," which kind of means "I love you forever" or "I purple you," was coined by V from BTS, and he had an amazing analogy of the reason why that is just a phrase that they continuously say to their fans. And but in 2020, a company has actually tried to trademark his phrase or term that he created himself. And so Army is going to Big Hit, and they're sending letters and complaints telling them that they need to copyright this phrase for V before this company gets the trademark approved, because it's literally them stealing his intellectual property. So hopefully Big Hit listens, and behind the scenes, I don't need to know if you're doing it, but behind the scenes, I do need them to really start making the steps and starting the process of copywriting that statement, rather than having a company make money off of his phrase, as well as ultimately BTS.
That is true. And as protective as they are behind their brand and the things that they do, and as selective as they are in the brands that they represent and allow to use their likeness in their name, then yeah, I would do that, because it's not like he said it once and it went away, or it's just a random phrase. They say that all the time to their friends, to their family, to each other. They'll say it on Run BTS. They even have merch with Borhe on it.
I don't know if they have merch. They probably have had it at one point, but I don't know if they actually have like official merchandise that you can continue to purchase. But like we know that is connected to V and ultimately connected to BTS. And like you said, they care about their image so much that I hope Big Hit is starting the process of stopping this company from making money off of their brand, because ultimately people are going to see the connection between the word Borhe and BTS and V, and you do not want them to start selling their products off of your name.
Yeah, and like isn't that around the time that purple became the official color of BTS because of Borhe and I Purple You?
Yeah. Like, they throw out the purple heart all the time, and on Twitter and everything, like that has become their color associated with V as well as BTS. So yeah.
Yeah, so I agree because that's what it is. It's a money grab. It's like clout chasing because people will confuse it and think that to do with BTS when you don't. So they definitely need to get to work on that. Stop it from happening. Yeah, because Army shit. That company will go bankrupt fucking with Army. All
Ooh, you
right.
ain't never lie.
Well, that does it on this batshit crazy off the rails episode
I
of.
got one wheel back on, y'all. I got one wheel back on.
You did. You took us back to the professional standards that our audience is so used to. Are they really though? Like
Not
really?
really. Not really at all.
But we do hope you enjoyed this episode. And we promise to try to do better next time.
We do. We do.
We do. So until then, thank you as always for joining us, and be sure to check out this, not only this episode, but any other episode of the Popcorn Wine Down that you may have missed. Check out the Daily Wine Down at thepopcornwinedown.com. Check out any episode of the podcast you may have missed, or Extra Butter, our bonus episodes, aka our bonus episodes, or the Wine Down Rewind at Apple's Podcast, Spotify Podcast, Google Podcast, Anchor, on the website. Hit us up. Like, subscribe, listen, share, follow, do it all. Do that thing. Got anything to add to that, Tammy?
Not at all. Until next time, y'all.
I'm
I'm Tammy.
Ooh, and I'm Eddie.
Bye.
Bye.